Welcome to the Social Podcast, where no discussion or debate is off limits.
Welcome, everybody. It is Thursday, and you are here at The Social. We'd like to welcome motivational speaker and former professional hockey player, Brock McGillis, to the panel today. Brock, welcome.
I've been manifesting this moment for a very long time.
Nice.
Wow.
We love this.
Here I am.
Yes, we love it.
If you look familiar to anybody, you have been a guest on the show, but the panel is what you were manifesting.
I wanted to be a panelist.
Yeah.
I wanted to share my spicy opinions.
But I have one question. Are you ready to get messy today? Okay, it's a rhetorical question. Okay. Buckle up, everybody. It's going to get messy today.
Well, let's kick this off. I think this is right down your alley. We are starting with sports, and specifically women in sports. The New York Times is reporting on female athletes as young as 14 who are giving up school and going into pro soccer through the National Women's Soccer League's under 18 mechanism. So this is a formal process. You can actually sign players under the age of majority. So they'll skip through, not go to college, and go straight to professional sports. So the question we're kicking off, and you know this world, Brock, should young players take their time, go to college, or skip it and just capitalize on the opportunity to go pro?
Wow, we have opinions in the audience.
We have
love
opinions.
That. They're saucy today.
Yes.
I don't have to be.
No.
I actually think I did it. I skipped school and I went directly to pro in the minors and then went to school later and I didn't graduate until I was 33 and I kind of regret it. That career would have been there for me.
Yeah.
That said, if you're making generational money, which they're not yet in women's sport has popped off and I think it's incredible to see.
Okay.
But until they're making that generational wealth, get that degree because starting out at $50K a year, you know, in pro, unless you're getting endorsement deals worth millions.
It's not worth it.
No, stay in school, go to school, get that degree. And your NIL money, like
What does that mean, NIL money?
It's like name, image, likeness. So you can now get brand deals. And like Olivia Dunn just got like 4.5 million or 3.5 million, something like that, in school for 1 year.
Yeah.
Like, get that money in school, that career will be there, and then when you're making 50K a year, you have millions sitting there waiting for you.
Interesting. Okay, it's interesting that you went through that and you have the opposite. I actually say go for it. I actually do say go for it. I really do. And listen, this is someone who I love education, and I think education is the way out for a lot of people. It's security, it's a little bit more predictable. And you're right, you may be great, you may not be. And so therein lies the question, are you really that skilled? You know, everybody thinks in hockey, you know this, everybody wakes up if they're a boy and they all think they're the next Sidney Crosby. And newsflash, you're not gonna be. I think something like 2% of people who ever start playing hockey are ever gonna even make it into the NHL. So no, you're not gonna be a Sidney Crosby, but I actually think in a new league, newish soccer league, women are finally making a mark. Where are we supposed to start? I think the minimum salary now is only $48,500 US in the NWSL. But that's going up. By the year 2030, the minimum salary will be over $82,000 US a year. It's not generational wealth money, but it is a start. I want to tell you about a girl named Mallory Pugh. I think she's Mallory Swanson. She's married now. She was the first person to go pro in the NWSL and skip college. She signed the biggest contract to date in the NWSL at $2 million, and she's making millions more in endorsements. Not everybody is Mallory, but it worked out for her. And if you take a look at what she could have had, this is what her book is going to be about when she's 50. I did the thing, and I have no regrets. I love that.
Okay, those are all really valid points. But then there's the other part. Okay, money is great, and it's a great motivator, but if you don't have maturity, the right team around you, experience, you're going to fumble that bag. And maybe there is a Mallory who's going to be fine, but I think there's a bit of maturity. We're talking about someone possibly being 14 years old, playing with professionals. And I'll tell you what, I got into university at 17 and I was like boasting about it. I was so out of my depth when I got there. Everybody was light years ahead of me. I couldn't join conversations and it was very awkward. And in hindsight, I wish I did have a little bit more life experience. And I'm also thinking about your teammates. Okay, you know how sports gets. Things get really heated. Sometimes you did something on the ice that I didn't like. Now imagine we're in the locker room and I want to talk to you like a teammate, but you're 14 and I'm 27. Can I talk to you the way that I want to, or do I have to be mindful because you're a little kid? And if you start crying, now I'm the bad guy.
You're gonna be mom.
Oh, and I don't want to.
You're gonna be mom.
And I don't want to be a mom. I'm here to work, and so are you. So I'm going to treat you like a coworker. And I'm sorry, the 14-year-old cannot hold their own with a 20-something-year-old who has years of experience. So I think there is something to, wait a couple years. We're not saying 10 years, a couple years, just to get your legs underneath you and to find out who you are. To go from your parents making your lunch and cutting off your crust to like you being in a locker room with other adults who have children who are close to your age is a huge gap. So I'm not a huge fan of it.
I mean, you gotta wait. I mean, I find it interesting that you've gone through this and that you went early and you still feel like you said that like the skills or the talent would still be there, that you could have waited and you don't absolutely know that. I guess some people would say, being an athlete, you have a short period of time, you retire early, and so getting them young is better. I wonder, for me, again, outside of this realm, is the vulnerability of young kids. I mean, we've seen this, and I'm thinking of girls in particular, but it can be true for boys, of course. Girls, you've got a lot of interventions, people who are dealing with your body. I can see physiotherapists and all that stuff. What you have, and we saw this in the gymnastics world, is people who can prey on younger children.
Yeah,
and especially if you take them and you pluck them young and you have them on the road and you have them touring around, where are the adults in the room? And are the adults, can they be trusted? So this is why absolutely I'm like, no, until I understand the checks and balances. I would never let my child do this. But I say the same thing for kids in acting as well. Like, at least though I would be around. But for this, it's like, if you're gonna, were you separated from your family?
Are you gonna be momager?
I'm gonna be a momager, maybe. That's what I'll do. No, I don't know. But
I mean, but the boys get billeted out really young.
I moved away at I think I was still 15.
And how did you feel, like when you're away from your parents, day in, day out?
It sucks. It's awful. You're homesick. You're crying at night. Nobody knows. You miss your family, your friends, your life, and you're watching everyone grow up around you.
Yeah.
That said, if it was a situation where again they couldn't make the same money, if not more, in school with the NIL deals, I would say sure, fine, go make that money while you can, because you're one injury away from it being done.
Right.
But at the same time, you're one injury away, $50K starting out, a college or university degree in America probably costs that annually. Yeah. And you're getting that plus upwards of $3.5 or $4 million a year. I would go to school.
Yeah, go to school, kids.
Yeah.
The money's gonna be there. Go to school. All right, so let's move on to our next topic. British Vogue is celebrating the return of real teeth on screen. They point out... After years of veneers, it's refreshing to see White Lotus star Amy Lou Wood embrace her overbite. Don't laugh, y'all. Don't be mean. So have you noticed this, and do you like it? What do you guys? You have noticed it. Okay, what do you guys think?
I love her mouth. I love it so much. I can't say enough good things. And the idea that people are trash-talking her makes me so angry. Veneers are trash, for the most part. Everyone's looking like the exact same mouth, and a flawed mouth. I love a good snaggletooth. You remember how Alyssa Milano, I have a snaggletooth. Alyssa Milano had a great snaggletooth, and then she fixed it.
Yep.
And that, I think it's a lesser, we're trying to make everybody look the same, and it's uninteresting and boring. Stop it.
Okay, the only thing I'm gonna say to that is it's easy for you to say on the outside when you're like, oh, she's so unique. But I think if you're in her shoes and I'm talking about the White Lotus actress, if you've been in her shoes her whole life, she might not say, yes, embrace uniqueness. She might be like, you know what? I've had a hard time being made fun of my whole life.
She's on a show,
No, you're right. No, I'm not saying that. Of course she's been successful, but I do think that there is an outward pressure, especially if you're in the public eye. We know that pressure, that we're in the public eye, and the same thing that you think is unique is the same thing that people come at us for and destroy us on social media. And that's it. I don't say ignore it. I just want to say there is very good jobs out there. To me, it's like plastic surgery. You only notice it when it's bad. You don't notice it when it's really good. If I show you Miley Cyrus's before and after, and she was a young kid, and look how cute she is. Fine before, but she's Hollywood now. Demi Moore, she's a gorgeous woman, but I like her teeth today. I'm not gonna lie. Guys, Cristiano Ronaldo, my boyfriend, Cristiano Ronaldo, that's a game changer.
His teeth are horrible.
I love his teeth.
The new one. The new one.
Wait, you like that weird gap in between them.
I do. I think his new teeth make him look like a weird, creepy porcelain doll that's gone like this. And
I think he's probably very happy. What do you think?
Here's the thing. This is Hollywood. It's supposed to be aspirational. If you want something to stand out like the Amy's teeth, they are iconic, but they're white. I don't want to see yellow teeth on television.
See?
Don't give me the yellow teeth. I don't want to look at yellow teeth on TV. Thank you.
I'll say this much. She is a character actor, so you got to think. She could be placed in White Lotus. She could also be in a period piece. She cannot be in a period piece with these perfect veneers. So I think it's also part of her job, but she can't change her teeth. Her teeth are getting her the job that she has right now.
It's true.
Do you talk about sex with your friends? So people here do. But a writer for Bustle found out that R-rated discussions plummet among those in their 30s, and that 70% actually miss that connection. Do you find this to be true, Andrea?
Absolutely, and I'll tell you why. In the early days when all of my friends were single and we would have those random hookups, we would spill all the tea. I'm talking photos, reenactments, we're sharing screen grabs, the whole bit. Girls' nights were fantastic. And then you get to that age around your early 30s where everybody gets married. And now we're gonna see your partner on a regular basis, so there's a respect thing that comes into place where I'm like, you cannot tell me about your length, girth, timing. I don't want to hear about any of that stuff because that is your partner and it's disrespectful because I'm going to see them on a regular basis. And also, even I'm not married, but still, I would hate to think that my husband is sitting on a boys' night discussing our sex life. That would infuriate me. So we don't do it as we get older. I think it's out of respect. But back in the day, honey.
What do you think about this?
We spill all the tea.
I'm in an 8-year monogamous relationship. I'm engaged. Thank you.
That's great.
I need the tea.
Really?
Give it all to me. I want it all. I have to live vicariously through my friends.
Oh, you want tea from us?
Oh,
do you
yeah.
want tea from your married friends?
I want it from everyone. I want to know everything. Give it all to me. Listen, how am I supposed to know? Same person, 8 years. How am I supposed to know if there's a new move out there I don't know about? How am I supposed to? Do you remember the episode of Sex in the City? It was like season 1 where Carrie went to the Hamptons and she was singing for her supper. And she said, like, stock people will come over and give little tips. And if you go to the Hamptons and you're a guest and you're somebody like me, a single woman, you share sex stories.
Yeah.
Sing for your supper or don't come for dinner.
Yes!
Don't come over.
I'm inviting you. Okay, I'm going to invite you to my next girls' night because we talk about sex.
I want to know all of it.
I'll tell you what, it's different. Like, we used to talk dating sex, which is one type of sex, and now we just talk menopause sex. So, and for some of us, that's no sex. But we talk about that too.
But
and you know why?
vicariously, you can live through the ones that are having it.
That's right. What we actually, oh God, my girlfriends are gonna kill me. One of our last girls' nights dinners, it was really talking about we all still want it. So what happens when you're not having it, but you want to want it, but it's just not coming, it's not happening? And so we actually ended up shifting the whole night into techniques, strategies, moves, all these things to be like, okay, you want to try to get the juices flowing again? Here's what we're trying. What are you trying? What are you trying? I'll tell you, all of us had great sex that night.
And did you talk about it after?
Oh, yeah, and my husband knows, all the men know, there the girls go again. They know, they love it.
But you guys are sharing tips. You're not spilling the tea about what
Of course we are. Of course we are. The men know and they love it.
I mean, I think there's somewhere in between that is a good space. Like, I'm not getting it. My girlfriends and I also talk a lot about sex. And I will say what I like about that is that I actually think the conversations are a little bit more honest with my group of friends than they were in my 30s and 20s. And I also feel like I'm seeing a more of diversification. I have friends who are having desire problems. I have friends who are having marital problems. I have friends who are having, like, are in sexless marriages, who are having an abundance suddenly of sex. Like, all those kinds of things, I think they help to normalize the fact that there's no one-size-fits-all that's out there, and that sex, like
you don't believe it.
is messy.
No,
it's messy.
I do believe it, but I also think we have things, even outside our relationship, like, or in our relationships that we like. Some of us like personal trainers who are commanding.
Yes. That's me! You want to show it? That is me, thank you! I mean, I love it. Yes,
Go on.
Well,
you?
and other people like other things. I'm just saying we all like stuff, and we need to share this because sex becomes so monotonous.
Yes.
And let's make it
sad.
spicy. Let's make it exciting.
fancy.
Yes, let's dominate.
I love it. Love
Okay,
it.
before things get any hotter here with your dominate, let me move on to the next topic.
Do you like that deep voice?
Yeah, that was very deep. I did enjoy that. Are you first or last to arrive at a party? Well, Selena Gomez says she and her fiance Benny Blanco were the first ones to show up at one of Taylor Swift's parties, and she was mortified. Because you feel like the nerd. You're like, what am I doing here so early? All right, so Brock, is it first being the worst thing that could possibly happen to you when you show up at a party?
Oh, I would never be the first. I'm on gay time.
Okay, I'm on CP time, so what's gay time?
Gay time is if I'm 45 minutes late, I'm a half hour early.
Okay.
I don't trust somebody who shows up on time.
Okay.
Why don't you trust them?
They're a sociopath. That's sociopathic.
Wait, why?
Okay, break that down. But here's the thing. You're given a time for a reason. It's like, how am I supposed to know when to arrive? You tell me on the invitation at 7.
Yep.
Well, I should be there at 7.
At 8.
8?
Yes.
How do you... Okay, that matters.
No, I'm telling you, if my friends are on time, like if even going for dinner, if I make a reservation, that restaurant has to know I'm 30 minutes late. Like that's all.
Reservation. Listen, some restaurants will tell you if you don't get here within 15 minutes of your reservation, we're giving away your table.
Oh, yeah, but then you make a quick call. Hey, my Uber driver canceled.
No.
My Waze isn't working. Like, you find a way around it.
yeah,
You still get your table and you tip a little more.
Okay, all right. I guess I'm the sociopath in this group. I mean, I feel like maybe are there some more sociopaths out there? I like, listen, I remember very vividly, this was a party that you went to. It was Kayla Gray's 30th birthday party, and I had anxiety leading up to it because I believe that the start time was 10 p.m. That's 2 hours after my bedtime. I am having a hard time. So I made this one meet up with me beforehand just down the street, and I was like, we got to do that. She doesn't drink, I'm having drinks, and I'm just kind of like, oh my God. And we showed up, and it was like that scene in Footloose, you know, when they start the party and Kevin Bacon hasn't shown up.
Yes.
And it's everyone's awkwardly against the walls and whatever.
Like a high school
and
dance.
it's just a light on and no one in there.
There was just us, and I was like,
it.
see, Cynthia?
But you show up early
That's what I'm
so
saying.
that you can leave early. Am I right? Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
I think that's the difference.
Yeah.
The difference is because you're not necessarily a partier the same way, I still can lean on my club girl days, which is the party doesn't start. Like, I would not go clubbing sometimes until 1 a.m.
Oh, yeah, you don't show
up.
Ever.
The nightclub.
I don't even think I ever did that when I was like in my teen years. I never
What time
did
did you
that.
arrive at the nightclub?
8 p.m.
Well, at
8
least you
p.m.
never had a line.
I know.
You never had a
Were you there
line.
when the
Never had a line.
bartender was chopping up all the lemons
Yes.
and limes? Oh my gosh.
Yes.
So somebody posted on Reddit, if you shower for more than 30 minutes, what are you doing in there?
Yes. Yes.
Some people responded. Some of the responses include watching an episode of American Horror Story,
Okay.
defrosting, summoning the willpower to face the world. Now that one I understand. Brock, are you a long shower, short shower kind of guy?
So believe it or not, I'm a quick shower.
Really?
5 minutes or less, in and out efficient. But it's only because I want more time in the mirror.
Okay.
I like looking at myself in the mirror.
So 5 minutes shower, 25 minutes
Yeah, I'm
mirror.
being the same amount of time, but the door's unlocked now and anyone can walk in.
Yeah.
To me,
Go ahead.
30-minute showers are for teenagers figuring themselves out, or
I'm listening. Teenagers
Or-
figure themselves out and
parents who need reprieve from their children.
True.
Yeah, it's true.
That's it.
True.
Everyone else,
There is another
What are you doing?
caveat. There's another category.
Oh.
I don't know if I can speak for everybody here, but Sunday, like I only wash my hair once a week. So Sunday shower is like a car going into the body shop. I need head to toe. It is like my full makeover shower. I walk in looking one way, I come out like a different person. So it is hair washing day. It's shaving, tweezing, hair masking.
You're tweezing in the shower?
Anything and everything, all those things. I'll throw an aromatherapy puck down, so I'm like having a moment where I'm just like, yes, so partially staying away from kids.
is this a bath or is this?
No, it's just shower. It's a shower.
Okay.
And I do it all, and then I come out, and it's like, I'm squeaky clean. I look like a whole new person. So that's every Sunday.
right.
Yeah, and I understand that. And this is
Yeah.
the thing. This is why I have very little patience for men, especially those who don't have a lot of hair on their bodies, period, when they're in there for 30 minutes. Because I'm like, are we talking 30 minutes bathroom time or 30 minutes shower time? Because bathroom,
Yes.
I understand. You're clipping toenails, you're taking hair out of places, you're fixing things. But in the shower, and I'm going to call somebody on our team out. One Kwame admitted to me that... Never mind the screaming.
He's coming a little closer.
He stands there for 15 minutes like a rotisserie chicken in front of the water, just turning around and around. And I'm like, what are
How do you know that?
You know
Wait,
what?
how do you know that? How do you know that?
I asked. Because I'm like,
We
he
had
should be
a
quick.
chat this this morning. We had a chat this morning.
He has no hair.
Okay.
He has no hair, so
What
like
are
you should be
doing?
eating out.
What are you doing in there?
If I'm taking time to just kind of let the water wash over me, I'm winning arguments, I'm doing all kinds of stuff.
Oh, yes,
Like,
yes,
like,
yes.
Give me my moment, give me my moment.
I think that's
the
fair.
The bathroom door's open.
Give the man his
Come
moment.
on in. But if I do this,
Stop.
if I do this, I don't want to do a quick scrub. Give me my moment to do
That's
my
not
thing.
what you said. You said you just stand there like a dead man in
because
front of the water.
I'm enjoying my quiet time.
30 minutes?
15 minutes of just standing there.
So, and 30 total?
Sorry?
30 total or more?
No, 30 total, but
Yeah.
nothing crazy.
I'm here for it. I'm here for
I feel
it.
uncomfortable.
Leave me alone, don't touch me.
Thank you, Kwame. Brock, listen. Kwame's out of the hot seat. We'll put you back in the hot seat. You just actually finished a speaking tour that you traveled around North America, and it was called the Shift Makers Tour. This is where you teach minor hockey players and others in the hockey community about how to create safe and welcoming environments for everyone to thrive, which we love that, by the way. We love this so much. So I imagine, like we were talking a little backstage, you get a lot of stories shared, a lot of vulnerability happens on this tour. Is there a story that really stands out to you?
Yeah, I sort of changed what I do. It used to be LGBTQ plus focus, and it kind of still is. I mean, my story doesn't change, but it started out with just that. And now it's about creating shifts for everyone. So it's, you know, and challenging them to be brave enough to stand up to their teammates if they're saying something or doing something, or even in corporate culture, brave enough to not laugh at offensive things, brave enough to share who they are. The more you can bring your full self to work or the rink or anywhere else, the happier you are, and the happier you are, the more productive you are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. True fact.
and we have stories where I have hockey bros standing up and saying, I have a stutter and you all bully me to the point that I don't want to talk in public. And now their teammates, and everyone's in tears, and everyone feels awful because they realize now the impact. I've been in corporate settings where somebody goes, you know, I have a learning disability and I don't feel smart in the room. And now their colleagues know, their bosses know, and maybe the way they engage with them shifts. And now everyone feels more empowered and inspired to be themselves. And ultimately, that'll be better for women, LGBTQ+, BIPOC, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So.
Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. Brock, I love that you went from the couch to the panel. It's been a real treat. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been incredible.
Subscribe to the Social Podcast so you don't miss a fiery debate. Until next time, socialites.